me the tightness round my heart. I gave too much away. Is that my soul crying out to stay? Now is the time to take inventory. Now is the time to understand. Instead of this time running away, I dig deeper in the sand. I dig deeper in the sand. I dig deeper in the sand. In the center of the moment, a decision must be made. The oracle is silent now. My breath the only sound. I want it all to make sense. But I know that's not always true. Feeling is the first step. My heart begins anew. Now is the time to take inventory. Now is the time to understand. Instead of this time running away, I dig deeper in the sand. 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 I dig deeper in the sand.
Hi, good evening and welcome to Twilight Theater. Some of you might be wondering why you're only on the sides. We're streaming tonight for an audience that right now is about 6 times as many people as are here. So they deserve the best camera shots they can get, and I apologize for that. The other thing that's going to be happening both tonight and tomorrow night is that there will be a strip of lights on, fluorescent lights on, to help our cameras out for the stream. We realize it's not the most outstanding experience for you, and we apologize, but it really makes a huge difference on the stream. So thank you for your patience, and we'll be starting quite soon.
Yep, quite soon.
Good evening and welcome to Twilight Theater for Quality of Death, a production of Thinking People's Theater. We ask that you remain masked throughout the production and in the lobby for the safety of all. We also ask that you silence your cell phones and not attempt to take photos for the safety and dignity of the players and other patrons. We acknowledge the indigenous people on whose traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands this theater rests, including the Multnomah, Cathlamet, Clackamas, Chinook, and Tualatin Band of the Kalapuya. We understand the acknowledgement is only the first step in a journey to honor those who came before us and are still here. To that end, Thinking People's Theater will donate a portion of ticket sales to NAYA, the Native American Youth and Family Center, who serve Indigenous identifying people throughout the Portland metro area. If you'd like to join and amplify our efforts, there's a donation box in the lobby, or you may make an additional transaction on Venmo or PayPal. Just add a comment to the transaction. And now, please enjoy the world premiere of Quality of Death by Ruth Jenkins.
What the?
all the racket? Doing the St. Vitus dance again?
I appreciate your sympathy.
Just trying to start the day with a little humor.
Well, emphasis on little. You're a solid half hour late. What were you doing? Standing outside the door listening to me drop things?
I'm gonna say this wasn't dropped. I'm late because that appointment I had with that new therapist Lila ran over. I was only out there for a minute when I heard stuff flying. I was talking to your doctor.
What about?
Nothing, really. Just saying hi. I think she's gonna come in here and talk to you in a minute about some discharge stuff.
Discharge as in leaving or as in my hoo-hoo?
Leaving.
Because it's still burning a little.
You keep saying no to a catheter, so.
Yeah, well, how would you like to have to deal with a calf? Calf? See what I did there?
Sure. I love having my name equated with a urine tube. So, but you're going home today or tomorrow, so why are you being so pissy? See what I did there?
Oh, you're an actual biatch.
It's true.
You still love me?
Nope. Can't stand the sight of you.
Ah, same.
Excellent. Why don't we put this shirt on the right way so when the doctor comes in, she'll think you'll actually get some care at home.
Hey, Terry. Sorry, do you need a few minutes?
No, come on in, doctor. Cat's just helping me fix my shirt.
Hey, Catherine. How are you?
Hanging in there.
Did you get a chance to try out that caregiver group yet?
Yeah, I did the intake with the therapist that leads it this morning.
Good. I hope they're helpful for you. And that you make time to go now that Terry's going home. Speaking of which, my friend, it is time once again to discharge you. I understand you still don't want a catheter. And that's probably okay, because your output of urine has been pretty good the last 2 days.
Okay.
But how's it feeling?
Better for sure, but still a little burny.
Okay, well, the urologist wants to keep you on that antibiotic for another 7 days, just so we can make sure to kick that urinary tract infection out the door. But of course, we can't keep you here just for that. Rehab folks say you're ready to go, though speech therapy says you're having new problems with swallowing. You want to tell me about that?
I mean, I coughed on my food like maybe once or twice while I was here, and everyone lost their shit.
Yeah, it sounds odd, but those infections can really mess with a lot of functions, including swallowing. Though your Parkinson's progression could be causing that too. Are you both still looking like home is the best choice?
Home isn't a problem. I mean, we'll still get home health again, right?
Yep, for a while. And of course, if you get more skin breakdown or your swallowing gets worse, that would extend it. And nursing would be indefinite with a catheter.
So, for insurance to cover bath aids and all this stuff that makes Kath sane and not have her hurt her back, I have to keep getting worse.
Uh-huh.
Fun times. Okay, well, where do I sign?
Your discharge coordinator will be in here with your paperwork in a little while. Look, I know this has been rough on both of you, but hang in there. And I'll see you in my office for a follow-up at the end of the month, okay? Bye then. I hope everything goes okay at home.
Yeah. I'm gonna pack your bag, okay? Yeah, I like Dr. Thomas. I think she's a good listener.
Yeah, not like the urologist. What a dick. I really am going to like the new neurologist, though she and I had a pretty good talk after you left yesterday.
Oh yeah, what about?
Hospice?
What the hell, Terry? When I'm not even here?
Yeah, because you lose it every time I speak about it, so yeah, I her.
Yeah, of course you had to talk with her. You're nowhere near close to that, honey.
Gad, what are you talking about? I shake like a leaf half the time. I can't dress myself or even wipe my ass very well. And I drop stuff all the damn time. Now I'm getting to where I can't even remember words that I'm trying to say.
Babe, you're a fighter. You've got this.
I know you see me that way, and I love that. But seriously, for the first 8 years, I fought this shit with everything I had. And for 5 of those years, I did a damn good job. And then for the next 2, it's like pushing a load of poop bricks up a piss hill. And then this last year's just been completely different. It's like I'm sliding down piss hill, and you know it.
Okay. Well, you want me to do everything I have to do to make sure that you can stay home? I'm on it. But I'm not going to sit there and let you watch yourself tank. Don't think I'm not going to push you, because I will. Because you're not done yet. We are not done yet. We're going to rebook that cruise with Galen and Donna. And you're going to go home and you're going to do all the exercises, even when you don't want to. All the leg ones and the weird hand ones. And now you're going to add the swallowing exercises that you never did. And you're going to do crossword puzzles and Sudoku.
Damn, woman! What are you now? Like my personal, cheerleader?
Oh, don't you call me that. You know I hate cheerleaders.
Oh, me too. I have to say, if you had been a cheerleader at my high school, I would have wanted to play football.
Well, now that's more like it. Save it for home, sweet cheeks. I'm gonna get you all packed and ready to go so we can get ready to roll when you're done with your paperwork. Oh, here. Oh, God. No. Yeah, I got it.
Hospital floor cap! Oh, 5-second rule doesn't apply here.
Right. I know Marcus didn't know any better, but these are on the no-go list because of the nuts. You're swallowing.
Well, I'm just gonna lick the chocolate off the ones that didn't fall in. Oh, by the way, I've had 2 already, so neener.
I knew I should have taken these home. You said you were going to give them to the nurses. And you know what? Just because you had 2 and didn't choke to death and die doesn't mean you should have more. What's her name said that you could eat a steak one day and be fine and the next choke on a banana. So, it's better safe than sorry.
Well, I feel like sorry's better than safe at this point. I'm tired of waiting on little disasters. Gray area does not work well for me. One day I can use a cane, and then suddenly it's a walker. And then it's, no, Terry, we think it's time for the chair. Oh, wait, we still want you to practice on the walker because we think you can use it sometime. No way, now you've fallen from the walker. So let's stick to the chair.
I'm just trying to help you have as many good days as possible before
Before what? The good days are few and far between. FYI, a cruise is right out. For me, anyway. You can go with him when I'm gone.
No! Don't you say that to me. Don't you ever say that. I was still here before you had your whatever little talk with the urologist, and she said that you could be here for years yet.
Yeah, what kind of years? Quantity doesn't equal quality in this game.
Hello, Terry.
Hello, Victor. Doctor, I'm sorry, my speech is not what it used to be, from the Parkinson's.
Right, yes. So, I understand you're leaving us today.
Yep,
So you sure you don't want to consider the catheter? at this
100%.
point? Well, we covered the pros and the cons of that decision the other day. If you change your mind, let me or Dr. Thomas know, and we'll get you right in. Okay. Well, we send a prescription for your antibiotic over to the pharmacy. Follow the instructions and keep taking them. Don't stop just because you don't notice any symptoms. So, you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I think I need about 30 more minutes of your time. No? Okay. Well, just one last question. Do you think I can get a different urologist next time? Preferably a woman. I don't like a guy dealing with my lady parts.
Well, I'm sure we can make that decision happen. We'll make a note of that in your chart.
Great, no hard feelings. Yeah, go here, have some chocolate. It's
Thanks,
good.
but no.
No, it's delicious upscale stuff.
I'm sorry, we can't take food that's been in people's rooms.
All right.
Well, I gotta go. Discharge coordinator's about to come in. Good luck on everything at home.
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Thanks.
Bedside manner of wet socks. Damn, I wanted him to eat one of those chocolates. What's your preference, Dictor? Essence of tongue almond cluster or floor germ macadamia truffle?
He's not too bad. But I do think we should have a female for the future. The thing I'm most concerned about is talking to that discharge gal about when home health is gonna come.
I mean, well, I think it was within a day last time.
Yeah.
But, Kath. Huh? Hey, Kath. I just want you to know that I'm going to be talking to them from the get-go about hospice, okay? Actually about death. I want to talk about death.
Sorry, I had to talk to Max for a couple minutes. Could you spend some time with me before you go? Yeah. Okay, because Rick did your original intake. I just have a couple questions. What did you think of the group?
It was good. By the way, I'm sorry I was late.
No worries.
We had a tough morning. My mom, she barely eats a thing, and today I thought, wow, she's actually eaten almost a whole tiny little meal. And seriously, she was on the last couple of bites when she started coughing, and then gagging, and then everything came up. And then we both had to have a second shower because I was standing right there when it happened. Who would have thought the old girl to have had so much puke in her? Sorry, running off at the mouth now.
Oh, it's fine. I just want to get a full picture of what's going on with you and your mom. So I see from Rick's notes that her name's Martha.
Yes.
She's 88 years old. She has end-stage emphysema. She had a small stroke not long ago, and she's on palliative care.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, plus a bunch of falls. I think she's headed to hospice soon, but my sister does not want to hear that, and Mom keeps pushing it off. I think because she's worried about Sherry freaking out.
So you have just the one sister, and then one brother too, I see, is that right?
Yes, I'm the oldest, Doug is in the middle, then Sherry's the youngest.
And looks like you and your sister live here in town, and your brother's out on the coast.
Right.
And you are your mom's power of attorney.
Well, I'm the power of attorney for her health care. I mean, Doug takes the financial part. We started out having Sherry do both back when Mom was in assisted living, and that did not work out so well.
Christ on a crutch, Doug. What do you think is going on?
I thought we were keeping our voices down so she could nap. I'm not blaming you, I'm just telling you. You can't take money out of the trust and not document it.
I know how the trust works, Doug. I was there when we set it up. Is Pam complaining about what I buy for Mom? Oh, I saw her looking at that bank statement when she was over at my place last week. She looks like my goddamn cat when he knocks my glasses off the table. What, me? No.
Sure. Okay. It's not like she was complaining at all, really. No. It's just that there's about $500 less in the account than last month, and it's not clear where it went because all Mom's bills and rent are auto pay. It's all good if she asks for stuff or whatever. You just need to keep receipts and write it in the ledger. It's not that hard, Sherry.
Oh, sure. Right. Yeah. Do you have any idea how many nights I've spent over here in the last 3 months? It is not easy, Doug. It's not great. Sleeping on that little love seat, getting up in the middle of the night 3 or 4 times to see if she needs help, trying to decide if she needs me to call 911. I am freaking exhausted, Doug. And you want me to track receipts and manage a ledger? I am getting little things to comfort her.
Like what?
Food, because she'll eat almost nothing the kitchen here serves.
I can't say I blame her on that.
It's actually not all that bad, but she thinks it's all too high calorie. So I get her snacks, stuff that she can microwave, stuff that she'll eat because she thinks it's healthy.
But $500 worth of snacks, really?
Well, obviously not. There's extra briefs so she doesn't run out. There's a couple of magazines that she likes. Oh, and some clothes she wanted me to order.
Clothes? Sherry, are you high? The woman has enough clothes to open a consignment store. We literally looked at 6 places before she moved here because none of the first 5 had enough closet space.
Well, what can I say, Doug? She's no different than ever. The woman likes to look good.
For what? She barely leaves the apartment. They have an assload of activities here and she hardly goes to any of them.
How would you know?
Roxy, the activities lady, told me.
That's life enrichment coordinator. Poor Roxy. That is one of the hardest jobs here, and I am not even kidding. Looks like fun, but oh, the bitching.
Okay, well, from what Roxy says, it sounds like Mom's not enriching her life all that much right now.
Oh, I don't know. She goes to some things.
Hey, residents, don't forget bingo at 4 o'clock in the second floor lounge.
Bingo. She goes to bingo.
Since when? Bingo! Remember when we used to go visit Uncle Bob in the nursing home? And she would tell us every time we left, if we ever caught her playing bingo, we were to shoot her. Remember that?
Well, Doug, she's changed her mind, and clearly you do not understand the premier entertainment that is bingo. Oh my God. Last week, they had a 4-piece band in to play the oldies. Now that band is super popular here because they can play every song that came out from like 52 to 62.
Oh no. I wonder what they're going to be playing when we're living here.
All right. Well, Something must have got screwed up in the schedule, because about 10 minutes into their set, an announcement came on that bingo was starting. My God, you have never seen a room clear so fast. I mean, that band must have felt like the Osmonds playing in a room full of AC/DC fans.
Okay. But Cher, $500 on clothes and stuff, it's kind of over the top. I mean, seriously, I think she could wear a different outfit every day for the rest of her life and still not wear everything she's got.
Counting them then, huh?
Counting what, the clothes?
The days, Dougie. The number of days Mom has left.
Jesus, Sherry, that's harsh.
No worse than you accusing me of stealing from the trust fund.
I never said that.
No, because you never say anything straight up, but that is clearly what you think, that I'm spending Mom's money on my stuff.
No, that is...
Oh, well,
no.
here is me thinking that you are waiting for Mom to die so that you can inherit something before she spends it all. And there's you thinking that I am trying to spend it on myself before that can happen.
Damn it, Sherry. I don't care if I don't inherit a dime. Mom and Dad worked hard for every goddamn penny they had. And honestly, it's not even enough to argue about. I just don't want her to spend down so far that she ends up in some shithole place because it's all she can afford. I'm not waiting for her to die. I just want her to be in a good place when she does.
Hey, Sherry, is Doug here yet? So after a while, Doug convinced Sherry to give up the financial part.
Did he think that she was taking advantage of your mom? I
No.
mean, financially?
No. Well, I mean, maybe a little at first, but then I think we both realized it was just that Sherry would do anything to keep Mom happy, even if it wasn't the best for the long run. And then she says that I'm cheap and I don't care about Mom's happiness, which is totally untrue.
So just out of curiosity, why was Sherry the one doing it?
Well, Sherry had a lot more spare time on her hands, and she lived near Mom then, and we all thought it would be best for her to do the shopping for Mom, and then she was better off handling the money. And I had 2 kids at home and was still working full-time.
Sherry doesn't work full-time?
Oh, well, she does, but she's an artist, so she's her own boss, and she has more flexibility in her schedule, and she doesn't have kids.
Are you still full-time?
No, I cut back to 2 days a week for now. After Mom fell and broke her shoulder, we realized that the assisted living wasn't cutting it, so we moved her in with us because we had the spare room. And at that point, it made sense for me to take on the healthcare part, but it didn't seem right for me to do both, so Doug took over the financial power of attorney after a few more go-arounds with Sherry.
So is having her at your house working out? How's your family dealing with that?
Well, my oldest is away at college, so she's not home very often, but when she is home, she's super sweet with her grandma. They play a lot of Scrabble. And my son is actually pretty hilarious for a 17-year-old. When Mom was in rehab and still pushing to go back to the assisted living instead of coming home with us, he said to me, "Come on, Mom, G weighs practically nothing. I'm pretty sure I could just pick her up and carry her home." That would have been a sight.
And how about your husband?
He's been a champ through it all. I seriously do not know how he stays so calm.
I thought you said you brought all my stuff here.
Well, we brought everything that didn't sell in your little sale, Mom.
Little is right. I barely made $200 on all that furniture and kitchen stuff. You know, it's funny. You think you've lived this full, great life, and in the end, all it gets you is $200.
Your life is not your stuff, Mom. Anyway, we brought everything that you said was important to you. Some furniture, most of your clothes and jewelry, your computer. 6 boxes of letters and clippings. Are you missing something?
Oh, thank God. Ross, that thing keeps beach balling.
Yeah, Martha, I'll figure it out. What you guys looking for?
My white owl box.
I'm sorry, what?
The white owl box that your Uncle Bob gave me.
Is that some sort of box with an owl? I mean, is like ceramic or what?
No, it's a white owl cigar box.
Was that some kind of antique wooden box?
No, damn it! It's a white owl cigar box. Just a plain, ordinary cardboard cigar box. White Owl brand. That's the brand that he smoked. It has all my pens and pencils in it. Bob gave it to me when I was trying to organize things, and I've used it for that ever since.
God, Mom, you scared me. I thought we lost something important, valuable.
It is important. It is valuable. It has all my writing stuff in it.
Well, you don't need to worry about that, Mom. You've got like 100 pens and pencils in a baggie in your desk.
Those are my spares.
Okay. We can certainly get you more if you need it, and I can always pick you up a new pencil box when I go to Target.
It's not like that. You don't just go around losing people's stuff, especially your own mother's stuff, and then go spending money willy-nilly to replace it. I was not brought up like that. I kept things organized for a reason. That's why we never went to the poorhouse.
All right. I'll get you a used pencil box. One of the ones the kids used in school.
It's not the same. I want my white owl box.
Jesus, Mom! It's just a box!
You don't understand. Bob came over one day after I had about had a conniption fit in front of him and your dad about the junk drawer being in such a mess. I was at my wit's end, the end of my rope. Your dad was facing layoffs. You were about to go into the hospital to have your tonsils taken out. And your brother decided that he'd done me the greatest favor in the world by waxing the floor with Crisco. Bob gave me that box to organize the drawer. But really, it was just that he felt like somebody had to do something nice for me. And it wasn't something that had to cost any money, because he and Aunt Phil didn't have anything extra either. But it was just, that was something comforting. And it smelled nice in that weird tobacco kind of way. And I could look at it and remember that it came from family.
So it's not so much the box as the memory? Martha, I know how tough it's been for you to have to give up so much, but Pam's right. Life does not equal stuff. It's people. We are your people, and we are going to do everything we can for you. Okay?
But my box.
Well, here's the thing. I have this box that I made in wood shop for my dad, and when he passed away, my mom gave it back to me. And I'm going to find that box and give it to you for your pencils. Since you knew my dad pretty well, I'll tell you the story of that box. That way you'll have another box and a story again, even if it's a different story.
Oh, Ross, you are the sweetest guy. I hope you know how lucky you are, Miss Pam.
That's me, Lucky Pam. Speaking of lucky, I have got to go pick up some items that were donated for the school raffle. I will be back to start dinner at 6 o'clock.
Okay, hon. See ya.
I suppose you're going to be looking to get that box back after I go, Ross?
Hell yes, woman.
Well, I've started my who inherits what list, and as soon as I find a pen, I'll put you down for the box. Make sure you get it back.
Well, let's not jump the gun.
What? About me going?
Ooh, about me finding that box in the basement from hell. It's going to be a while, so you better stick around.
Oh, I have nightly conversations with my lungs about that topic. I keep telling them it's more for Sherry's sake than for me.
Well, does Sherry know that?
I have a hard time starting that topic with her. She keeps dodging it. Pam says I should write it to her.
Well, Pam's usually right about these things more often than she's wrong. I, of course, would never admit that to her. And speaking of writing, I believe these are your spares. Pen for you, my lady.
So he seems like a really great guy.
He is, yes.
And did they find the box?
He did, yes. She keeps her pens in it and all of her writing stuff. Speaking of my husband, I need to get going. He has to go into his office and he's waiting for me to get back.
Okay, well, it was really great to get to know you better. Will I see you at the group next week?
I think so. I mean, yeah. I'll be back.
There you go, Charlie. Okay. Are you comfortable?
Comforter? No, it's too hot for that. I'll just take the sheet.
Okay. But I said comforter. I said comfortable, not comforter. Are you comfortable? Or do you need me to position you a bit?
Sweater? No, I don't need a sweater. I'm okay with the sheet.
Okay, Charlie. I'll just get these out of here. I'll see you later.
What smells so bad in here?
I don't know, Pop Pop.
I think it's probably that giant dump you just took, Pop Pop. Woo! Thank God Juliana got that out.
Dad.
Oh, damn it, Pop Pop don't care. You still got your sense of humor, don't you, Pop Pop?
Better up than down.
You mean not fit in, Pop Pop.
Sure, if you say so.
Well, Juliana says you had gone about 3 days. It's a good thing you did too, because you're gonna need the room. Mom's bringing you some of her peach pie made with peaches from her own tree. She'll be in just a minute. Mom! He's back in bed! You better bring that pie in here quick before he falls asleep.
Oh, Pop Pop, stay awake so you can have some of Grandma's pie.
Oh, a long time ago.
A long time ago what, Pop Pop?
When my grandma died.
Grandma's pie, Pop Pop, pie.
Oh, yeah, sure. My grandma's pie was good, but not as good as your Mama Edie's was.
Well, it must run in the family. I wish I remembered her better. I was pretty little when she passed.
What do you mean passed? Isn't she right out there? Isn't that what you said, Mike? Tom? Jeff?
No, Pop Pop. That's your daughter, my mom, Bev. She's Devin's grandma. You're Edie. Your wife was Dev's great-grandma.
Where's Edie?
She's not with us anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. She made damn good pie.
Were we talking about Mama? She did make good pie, but I think my peach is about on a par with hers. I still use her crust recipe minus the lard. Pop, I brought you a nice big piece. Is he asleep already?
He seems a little confused today. It took him 3 tries to get my name.
Oh, 3's not bad. It was 5 with me last time. I can understand him naming my older sisters first, but Viv before me, that's just wrong. And Pete? There's no excuse for Pete.
Yeah, Dad, at least you only named your brothers first.
Yeah, I'd be glad he didn't name all 20 of your cousins before you. No, honestly, he doesn't seem that much worse to me. He probably just seems different to you because you only see him once in a while.
I see him every first Sunday, Mom.
We missed last month because of vacation.
Well, I tried to see him a couple weekends ago, but as you recall, Miss Devon, there were issues.
Okay, come on, let's just enjoy our visit. Wake up, Pop, I brought pie. Come on, wake up. Let's have a nice visit. Juliana said you only ate about 2 bites for lunch, so let's get you some of this pie.
Oh, that's good, Edie. Yeah, what kind is it?
It's peach.
You remember, Papa, we told you it was peach. Peaches that my mom picked from her tree. And this is my mom, your daughter, Beth.
I know that. You think I can't tell when I'm eating peaches? You think I can't tell Bev from Bev?
Well, actually, you just started to...
Dad, just don't. He doesn't need all that. Doesn't matter. Grandma's used to it. She doesn't care.
Here, Pop, have another bite.
Okay, one more, but then I gotta be done.
You, got any of that for me, Mom?
You are not sharing this pie with Papa. I have a whole pie for you to take home out in my car.
Yes.
You still chewing that? Come on, swallow. I'll give you another one.
No thanks, son. I'm full now.
We only had 1 bite.
I said I'm full.
Wait,
You said it was good. Come on, just try a little bit more. Come on.
Okay, one more, but that's all.
Okay, well, you've now heard the man, all right? I will be happy to help with the rest of that. So
You touch this pie, I will poke you with a fork. This fork.
Jeez.
You go, Grandma.
Come on, Pop. One more.
No, you heard what I said, Maggie. I'm Carol. And damn it, I mean Bev. I'm done. Now, what do you think I need to keep up my strength for?
Well, so you can live to be 100. And so you can go to Kyle's wedding.
Papa, Kyle's the first great grandkid to get married. You don't want to miss that.
What do you expect me to go to a wedding? I can't even get across the room.
Well, I mean, you'll be in your wheelchair.
That's a lot of nonsense. That's just a trouble for everybody else. And I don't need to live to be 100 either. That's nonsense too. I got another, 10, 12 years before that.
Oh, no, Papa, you only have about 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no, that can't be right.
Yep, Papa, you are 98.
How the heck did that happen?
Well, you were a healthy guy. You just kept going for your walks and working in the garden. You have lived a nice, long life.
That's what I'm saying. I have had a good, long life. It's time to be done. I don't know why y'all can't see that. Every time I start to fall asleep, or every time at least I know I'm going to fall asleep, I think to myself, this will be it. The good Lord will take me on that long, blessed journey now. And then eyes are open. I'm still right here. And then I saw this program on the TV where some doctor was talking about ways you could go faster. Taking some mix of pills, and I thought, well, I could still take pills, so they got me taking all kinds of pills.
Not sure the good Lord would approve of that, Papa.
No, maybe not. But then I thought, maybe they could just stop giving me all that crap, and that would be good enough to end me. I mean, that would be natural enough, don't you think? I don't see him objecting to that.
They already took you off a bunch of stuff, Pop. They did it a couple months ago. Most all that's left is for your bowels and for pain, and to make sure you don't have a stroke or another heart attack.
Well, maybe that's just what needs to happen. That's what I'm saying. I signed a paper a while back, so if I have another heart attack, they won't try to bring me back.
You don't want to be lying around in pain, Papa.
Okay. All right, well, I'll keep the pain ones and stop the rest.
Well, maybe you can get the doctor or one of the visiting nurses to talk to him about that, Grandma.
Yeah.
or maybe get some information from that support group that one nurse was telling you about?
All right, that's a lot to think about. Let's just see how things go, okay? We all want you to have a wonderful 100th birthday. And you, Pop, you're so close. Only 2 years.
2 years? That's a doggone long time to be lying around waiting, Bev. 100. Oh, it's just a number.
Well, it's a pretty impressive number, Pop. It is pretty special.
Well, can't we just have a party and pretend? Because I could do that. But if the rest of you can't, well, then I'm just going to start doing things the way they talked about in my program. Kind of already am.
What do you mean, Papa?
Are you talking about not eating or drinking on purpose? Because Juliana wondered if that's what you're trying to do. Oh, you need to go back to watching your old westerns and not that new stuff. Of all the things you have trouble remembering, I can't imagine why that stuff is what sticks with you. Your memory is as, oh my gosh, as selective as your hearing.
What's that?
You heard me, old man.
Maybe Pop remembers the things that are important to him.
Oh, that'll do, Dev.
I don't think that this would be as easy as you think, Pop. I mean, imagine what it'd be like to get really hungry and thirsty. It doesn't sound like a very comfortable way to go.
What is a comfortable way? We all want to die in our sleep, but how many of us get that? Besides, being hungry, it's just not much of a thing anymore. I just eat to eat. Because the girls won't leave me alone if I don't.
That's what we're paying them to do.
You're acting like I never talked about it before. Beverly, you know we talked about all this last night.
Oh, no, Pop. No, I wasn't here last night. And this is the first I've heard about any of this.
Oh, well, then it was Carol.
I don't think so, Pop. Unless, did you talk to her on the phone?
No. She was sitting right there. We talked about all this. She acted like she was fine with it.
Auntie Carol is out of town, Pop.
Not last night, she wasn't.
Hey, Pop, it's okay.
It's okay, Pop. It's okay. Listen, I have to go talk to Juliana for a minute, okay? So, while I do, let Devin feed you a little more of this pie, okay? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that is one stubborn gal.
I wonder where she got that from.
Hell if I know.
Good morning. Let's start with the check-in. So, since we have some new and some returning people, how about we start by going around and have everybody say their names and how long they've been coming here. And then maybe a sentence or two about the loved one you're caring for and just how you're feeling today. My name is Lila again, and I've been leading this group for a couple of years. I've had a very fast-paced day, but I am grateful to be with you all. So let's start with Pam, and we can work our way around.
I'm Pam Dexter. I've been coming for 5 weeks. My mom, Martha, lives with us. She has emphysema. And today I am feeling a little stressed out. I tried to get my sister to come here, but she won't. I think that's enough for now.
Okay. How about you, Catherine?
It's my first time here. I'm Catherine Hager. My wife Terry has Parkinson's disease. She's been home for about a month. And I guess I'm feeling a little lost.
That's a pretty common feeling in this group over time, and it is something that we'll work on. So, okay, Susan, how are you today?
My husband, oh, wait, I'm Susan Alter. My husband is Jerry. He's only 59, but he has dementia, Lewy body dementia. We've had quite a month, which is why I haven't been here much. About 4 weeks ago, he tried to leave the memory care place where he lives. Well, he did it, too. He really is still so smart. They think he followed a delivery man out. You wouldn't think a guy that can barely talk would be able to manage that. Anyway, he got about a block away before a couple of the staff saw him through the window and started chasing him. He used to run track and So, wait, what else was I supposed to say?
Just how long you've been coming and how are you doing today?
Right. I've been coming off and on for 4 months. Wait, no, 5, because it was before he was placed. And I guess I'm okay today. But it's different every day. That day Jerry went on the lam, I was a complete wreck.
Sorry, that must have been really scary. I'm sorry that you and Jerry had to go through that. Okay, Max, you're up.
I'm Max Stevenson. My wife, Geneva, has stage 4 breast cancer, now with metastases to the spine and brain. She's young. We have 2 kids at home, Carly and Ben, and I've been coming when I can for 2 months now. And how am I doing today? Well, honestly, pretty mad, and yeah, I guess just mad.
Thanks, Max. I know that's tough to say sometimes. So that leaves us with Bev, who is new to us this week.
I'm Bev Tucker. My dad is Charlie Horner, and he's, well, he has some dementia, but basically he's just really old. He's 98. And lately he's kind of giving up. How I feel is I feel pushed. My granddaughter basically pushed me to come here last week and meet Lila, and now I'm being pushed to join this group today, and this is just not my thing, so sorry.
There's no reason to be sorry, Bev. It's not for everyone. We'll just see how it goes with you. It's all good. So, for the 2 new people, you should know that if you don't want to talk, you don't have to. And there's water and tissue over there. Also keep in mind that people aren't always looking for suggestions, so we really just am not trying to solve for people. Usually start with a topic, and if we veer off of it, that's fine too. So my starter today is, what does quality of life look like for your family and for you? So if we could just take a few minutes to take some breaths, and when somebody's ready, they can just start.
Okay, for my mom, quality of life seems to be about her stuff. We had to move her in with us when we realized that she wasn't getting the care she needed where she was. And she would not even consider an adult foster care home or a nursing home, partly because she couldn't take all of her stuff with her. So now it's in my house. And I mean, we couldn't let her bring everything, and she was not pleased with that. She's just so attached to some really odd things. And now my house just looks like some weird antique store.
Oh God, Jerry's really funny about his stuff. Sometimes he doesn't recognize his things. Like yesterday, he was trying to give his underwear to other residents. Or then he's taking other people's things. Like last week, he tried to wear someone else's dentures. Ugh, they're dentures. He has his own teeth. But the main thing is, he tries to pack all his things into a laundry bag every day. I guess he thinks he's coming back home or going, I don't know where.
It's very common for people, especially folks with dementia, to take several months to settle into a new setting like that.
That's what they told me, but it's just so hard to watch. Funny, when he did that runner last month, he didn't take anything. I guess he didn't have time. I think for him, life is about freedom. And being where he is, it feels like prison.
Well, so far nobody's really talked about what life quality means for themselves. Food. For me, it's definitely food. I mean, not just food. Of course, there are other important things.
Go on, Bev. There's no wrong answer.
Well, when I talk about food, I don't mean just eating. I mean making and sharing. I love to bake. And it makes me happy to give stuff to people.
Oh, I hear that.
Me too. Well, bread and beer mostly. I used to make a ton of it for friends. Kept me sane.
Oh.
The thing is, my pop used to love everything I brought him. Probably because most of it was stuff my mom used to make, and he was always this really big eater. But now I can't hardly get him to eat anything. Anything. And his caregiver can't either, and she's a really good cook. He'll eat like 1 or 2 bites, and that's it. I guess your taste buds kind of go to pot when you get old, huh?
It's true. But there's other things that affect appetite too. Medications, depression, sometimes body systems shutting down, or even decreased will to live. Anyway, Bev, what you and Max both said, and I believe is true for a lot of people, is that quality of life revolves around doing things for others. It might not just be about food, but the need to somehow help others. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess. My pop always was one to do a lot for other people, and now, of course, he can't do that. But for me, it feels like bringing him food is all I have to offer. I mean, we've thought about taking him into our house to live, but I just can't see it. I just can't do everything that he needs to have done.
Does that bother you?
I guess. I feel like I've talked enough. Isn't there somebody else who has to talk now?
If it does bug you, don't let it. It's a tough decision to make, putting somebody in a care place, but having them at home can be a tough row to hoe.
That's the God's honest truth. I mean, I think you're right. I think not everybody's had a chance to say their bit about quality of life. Max, maybe it's your turn?
I think the biggest problem we're having is Jen's idea of it and mine are pretty different. That made us great as a couple before she got sick, but now it just makes it hard. I mean, she's all go dog go and wants to cram in as much as she possibly can, and I just would rather she were more chill and enjoyed what she could.
Do you know why she wants to cram stuff in?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's dying.
Right, yes, but what does she feel like she needs to get done?
It reminds me of when she was pregnant, trying to get everything organized and cleaned and making all these meals to freeze, and And now she's literally ordering gifts for me and the kids for years of birthdays and Christmases and making all of these recordings and notes and photo albums of all our trips.
Are you helping her with that stuff?
Yeah, if that's somehow your business.
Okay, so remembering that we are listening and not trying to solve for anyone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just thought that, I mean, if you helped her with that, maybe that would calm her down, and then you could actually be spending time together. And God, I don't even know what I'm saying. I mean, my mom has been after me to help with that stuff for weeks, and I don't want to do any of that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm a little off today. Sorry. It's just she acts like she wants to fill every minute and then just roll over and die. I feel like once she gets all these tasks done, she just wants to be gone. And you know what? I'm not ready for that, and the kids are not ready for that. And no amount of Christmas presents or frozen meals is going to make us ready for that. Okay, if she just slow down and relax, you know, she might buy herself some extra time with us.
Is she talking about making herself be gone? Does anyone else have that going on? Because my Terry has been talking about ending herself with medication assistance or just not eating or drinking. I guess that's not really the topic, is it?
It's okay, Catherine. We can completely talk about that.
Okay. Quality of life. I guess for Terry it would be, being able to do stuff for herself. She just hates it when she can't. And for me, it's the two of us being together. Me and Terry, being able to do things, travel. That's what we've been looking forward to when I retire, but we thought we'd have more time before her Parkinson's got too bad.
I hear that. I mean, we wanted to take the kids certain places, and now we really can't. I can take them after, but it wouldn't be the same. But also the other thing you asked about, her ending her life. That's something Jen's talked to me a couple of times about now, but it's so hard. I can't imagine doing something like that. But then I still can't imagine her being gone at all.
Well, that's a common topic in this group over time. And actually, that's the topic for next week. Because Dr. Brandon, who is supposed to come in next month, will be coming in next week to talk about medically assisted dying and voluntary giving up of eating and drinking.
Okay, I am not ready for that, so I probably won't be here.
Bev, we don't ever push. It was a topic of interest for the group. I'm sorry that it's happening so soon after you got started, especially if, well, is that something your dad is talking about?
Yeah, it is. And I don't want to go there.
That's fair.
It's not a popular one with me either. But I want to hear what she has to say. I just can't wrap my head around what it would be like.
Jerry's past the point where we could even consider that medically assisted thing, or probably even stopping of eating or drinking, because he can't really say what he wants, and his dementia's so bad he can't make decisions for himself.
Yeah, my understanding is you have to be pretty with it for doctors to talk about that stuff.
That's especially true with medically assisted death. It takes a physician to state that the patient is likely within 6 months of dying.
And that seems to be really hard to say in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Well, this was all really good discussion. And since we've kind of got into next week's topic, and I think we, are just about out of time, we probably should wrap this up. Thank you so much. I think everybody did get to share a little bit about quality of life. It's a hugely varied topic. I'm very impressed with what everybody had to say. So, how many of you will be coming next week?
Me for sure.
I'll be here.
Me as well. I'll have to see what it's like at home on the day.
Bev, I know you're thinking of not coming, but just give it some thought and remember that you can always leave if it gets to be too much.
Okay, we'll see. I'll think about it.
How about you, Catherine?
I think I'm like Bev. I don't know. Probably because it would be fair to Terry, but I don't know. I'll just have to see.
Okay, great. So I'll see some of you next week. Please remember to take some of those deep breaths when you need to and make some time for yourself every day to take care of yourselves.
Easier said than done. But thanks for the reminder. Lila, did you want us to stack the chairs?
That would be great, thank you. Max, can you help me carry these couple chairs?
Yeah, sure. So, do you ever get worn down listening to people's stuff all the time?
No, not really, not worn down. I work through some of the heavier things with the therapist I go to.
A therapist for the therapist?
Yeah, well, I'm glad I have her.
You know, I bet you hear some amazing things.
Yeah, well, yes, I do.
I really don't feel like doing any decision making today.
Mom, I've been putting this off for a long time. We need to get this filled out so that we're prepared.
And let's wait till Doug gets here.
Doug is the money guy, Mom, remember? I do the healthcare.
And I am a big piece of nothing on a stick.
Stop it, Cher. I'm just trying to help her get stuff in order.
You don't have to push her, Pam. She's got plenty of time to think about that.
No, she doesn't necessarily. We could have another trip to the ER like that last one anytime, and we need to be prepared. You got lucky, Mom. You came out of that stroke really well, but I mean, what if things had been worse and you couldn't think straight or speak for yourself?
You don't need to go scaring the crap out of her. She's not likely to have another one.
You don't know that. We need to be prepared. What, Mom, if your breathing suddenly got much worse? We need to know what you want and what you don't want.
Well, maybe just don't call 911 next time. Just don't have them take me. How about that?
Just what you wanted to hear, right, Pam? Mom, we do not have to go there yet. I know you do not want to go there.
Go where, Pam?
Mother, you know what I mean. We don't have to talk about you passing.
What do you mean, like gas?
Okay, Mom. Expiring.
Sherry Ann, I am not a can of tuna. The word is dying. That's where I'm going. That's my next big trip.
Sherry, please come with me to that group. I swear to God, it will help you.
He's a perfectly good nurse, babe. Besides, like he said when he first came, they get assigned, you know what I mean?
Territory.
Yes, territories. And we live in his.
Well, I just thought you'd want a woman, that's all. You seem to just want female doctors. You know, I'm sure they can work on it if you asked.
I want whoever acts in my best interest.
And you think he does because he supports this idea of yours?
He's a nurse, Kat. It's part of this job. Besides, he's not the only nurse who'll be working with me.
No, but he is pushing you.
No,
to do.
he isn't. God, you know better. You just said he's supporting my idea, and that's the truth. Colin isn't pushing anything except for what I've asked for, and all he's done is said he would talk with the doctor and the hospice people to see if they think I'm ready.
What about me? What if I'm not ready? Who's acting in my best interest?
Me! I am! God, believe it or not, Catherine, easily half of what I'm doing here is for you!
Come on now, Jerry. Settle down, sweetheart.
No. 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 No.
Honey, let's look at your book, okay? Come sit here beside me and let's look at your book.
No. Frank. Him. 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 Him.
Honey, this is your home.
This. And this. And this is Shibu. 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 Damn it, you know.
Bullshit.
Right.
Maybe next time we'll go home for a visit, or to Claire's, okay? But for now, let's sit here and look at this, okay? Oh, see? That's when we went to Canada. Jerry.
I am here. You are there.
Grandma, just meet with the therapist one time and then go to one of the groups and see what it's like.
I don't want to talk to a stranger and then a bunch of strangers about Pop-Pop.
Seriously, when we were picking up that muscle rub on the way here, you had a conversation about him with the pharmacy guy you've never met before. You talked your actual head off.
That's different. That was about his neck pain.
No, it started there and then you told him Pop-Pop's entire history.
That's still not the same. Look, I like telling people about things Pop did in his life, but I don't want to be talking about his...
Dad, you don't want to talk about him dying.
Of course not. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Grandma, that's literally what the group is for. It's for families of people who are dying soon.
Who says he's dying soon?
Pop. He says it. He says it right out loud.
Yes, I do hear some amazing stories like yours and Geneva's. How much have you talked about how she wants her end to look since we talked last?
Well, it was like I was saying. She seems like she wants to make it happen sooner than later, but she wants to prep everything first. And it might be too late for, assisted dying because of her mental situation from the cancer reaching her brain. She's not thinking as clearly.
Are you seeing a lot of confusion?
Yeah, we'll be talking and suddenly she's not making any sense, or she'll suddenly start talking about traveling or the research or her PhD. You know, the things that were really important to her in her life. Sometimes it's like I'm not even there. Well, it's always kind of been like that. She really likes talking about herself. Oh, Jesus, that's a shit thing to say about someone who's dying. My wife, she's a very loving person, okay? And I love her, and she is great with the kids, and sorry.
It's okay, Max. You don't have to feel guilty. Your life, your history with your wife is what it is. It's clear that you love her. But being listened to, what that does for us is very much like being loved. And I know you're a great listener, but it's okay for you to want to be seen and heard too, even though you're not the one dying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking about some alternatives to actual assisted death next week too, so if you could come, I think you'd find it really helpful.
I'll definitely try. I mean, I'll have to see what's up with Jen and the kids on that day, but I'll try. I will try.
Child's eye, power that
bunch of big cities. Idaho literally only has one. Everywhere else is like very yeah. Wishing I was in my bed, but I'm on the road. Just a ton of like rich people who have beach houses there.
Sunset closing the door on another day. If I can make it through the city and the traffic, I'll be okay.
It's not bad, but it's not like good. It's probably like 65%.
Way home, way home. I'm just looking for my way home. Way home, way home. Everybody's got to find their way home. I'm looking at the cars and I'm thinking about the lives. Everybody's a child, so many husbands and wives. Moving all at the same time in their own ways. But too many people are treating this like a race. Way home, way home. We're all looking for our way home. Way home, way home. Let's make sure
So many of the camera shows are common sports here.
now things are getting slower and congestion is insane. You got your blinker on and you're nosing in my lane. I say, go ahead, what's a second or two to me? I'm just trying to get from point A to point B safely. Things are getting slower and congestion is insane. You got your blinker on and you're nosing into my lane. I say go ahead, what's a second or two to me? I'm just trying to get from point A to point B safely. Way home, way home.
Right. You're funny. Right. I get it.
It's at this point I realize gave too much away. Is that my soul crying out to stay? Now is the time to take inventory. Now is the time to understand. Instead of this time running away, I dig deeper in the sand. I dig deeper in the sand. I dig deeper in the sand. In the center of the moment, a decision must be made. The oracle is silent now. My breath the only sound. I want it all to make sense.
Devin Elaine, I know your mama and daddy did not raise you to speak that way to your elders.
Stop trying to change the subject, Grandma.
Keep your voice down. You'll wake up Papa. And he had a hard night last night, didn't he, Juliana?
Yeah, he was up for at least 4 hours in the middle of the night. And he tried to get out of bed twice.
Okay, sorry, but still, Grandma, you have to go to that group again tomorrow. You need to hear what they have to say.
Your grandma is right about this. I've seen a lot of people pass in my house, and I hate to watch them go that way. If they're able to eat and drink, I'm gonna feed them. Speaking of which, I gotta go feed Joni. Let me know if he wants a snack when he gets up.
Two of you just constantly bring him food even when he doesn't want you to. That doesn't seem fair.
Fair schmear. What's fair about forcing me to go to some talk about something I don't support? And it's only my second time going. I don't want to talk about letting my father starve himself to death in front of a bunch of people I don't know.
Maybe don't talk, just listen, which I know is hard for you.
Well, you got that right.
Pop, I'm sorry. We thought you were asleep.
I was, until you hens started cackling. Honey, why don't you go with your grandma?
To the group? She can't. It's at 11. She has class.
Grass? Where'd she get a hold of that?
She has class. I said class.
Well, not tomorrow, I don't. It's midterms week, so I have the whole week off of class until Thursday and Friday when I have to go in for exams.
Well, what about studying?
I've got plenty of time.
Huh. I think your dad would have one or two things to say about that.
Well, he can come say it to me. If the girl's got time to go with you, she should. Seems to me she's doing her best to get you and me through this, Dolly, so you take her up on it.
Dolly? Did you have another sister?
Oh, no, Dolly. No, that's one of the nicknames he had for us when we girls were little. He had so many nicknames, we weren't sure what our real names were. Dolly, Sweet Pea, Chicken and a Biscuit.
All right.
Call me that.
Grandma,
Now
tomorrow.
he's going back to that when the real name escapes him. Oh, there was Minnie and Hootie Hoo and a Stinky Pot Pie.
Grandma.
Stinky Pot Pie. Did I ever tell you about that?
Nice try, Grandma. I'm going with you tomorrow. I'll pick you up at 10:30. We can go to lunch after if you're nice, okay? Gotta run now.
It's not gonna.
Stinky pot pie.
And now wait, Missy, you, that child.
Whip smart, that girl. What's her name?
So, that tells you a little about what I've done with patients. I think we have some more time, so what other questions can I answer for you? And maybe Lila can fill in with some of her experiences too.
So, you said that you're doing less of the medication-assisted dying?
Yes, but don't get me wrong. There's situations where life-ending meds are the best solution, and plenty of people prefer that.
But you said you're doing more of the voluntary stopping and eating the VSED. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, it's pretty personal for me. As a doctor, you have to get to know the people you're treating very well before you administer those end-of-life drugs or provide them. And you have to have a lot of meetings with them, you get to know them really well, you develop strong relationships, and then one day you just provide the drugs that end them, and I was overwhelmed by that.
But isn't it worse just to watch them go slowly?
Many people think that, but a lot of times it goes quicker than you might think. Also, when you consider that for thousands of years, many deaths happened as a result of not eating or drinking for a long time before they died. So it's really a natural progression. Plus, now we have medications that help ease the way.
I don't know, that whole die dry thing you were talking about, that sounds pretty rough.
Man, it really does. And no disrespect, but as the doctor, you're not around very much. It's really the family that has to do it.
It's true, but if somebody's pretty sick and they've already lost a lot of weight, it doesn't take that long. Like in my dad's case, it was 3 days. And even though the doctors weren't there a lot, the hospice people were.
Your hospice and palliative nurses are a godsend. I know your family said they had a great experience with them, Lila. And also, just so you know, I'm sometimes there. I've been with quite a few people at their very end. Just depends on the circumstances.
I can't stand it when my mouth gets dry overnight. When I see my pup's mouth all dry, I have to get him water. I just can't stand to look at it.
I understand. But just to explain the die dry recommendation, if you keep moisturizing, dying takes longer. People think, oh, I'll just give her a little sip of water or some ice chips, when it just makes things worse. It prolongs the process, it makes for more mucus and gurgling, uncomfortable respiratory symptoms at the end. So,
How long does it usually take, once they totally stop eating and drinking?
depends on a couple of things. Like Lila said, if their body is already starting to shut down or maybe they've lost a lot of weight, it's faster. Typically, without water, it's about 5 days to 2 weeks. Where with taking water, even without food, it can be a month or more.
So like my great-grandpa who isn't eating much at all and has lost weight, he seems like he could go this way pretty fast.
How old is he?
He's 98. He could make it to 100 easy. And anyway, like I said, it feels like torture to me. I can't deal with it.
Grandma, he's the one who has to deal with it, not you. He acts like he wants to deal with it. He's already said that. You and Juliana keep shoveling it in him.
That's not true. We're not doing that.
Come on, every time he says he wants to stop, you go, come on, Pop, one more sip, one more bite, and then he forgets and you can trick him into taking more and more.
That is enough, Dev. That's not happening. Nobody's tricking anybody, and these people don't need to hear that. This is just what I told you I did not want to do.
Sorry, Grandma. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this all about us.
It's okay.
It's a very personal topic.
If you want to talk more about your grandfather's situation, your great-grandfather's situation, just contact me. I'd be happy to do that. Any other questions, thoughts?
I was wondering if you've seen very many younger people going through this?
Not too many. A few in their late 30s, early 40s.
How old was that woman with ALS that you mentioned before?
Oh, she was 56 when she got diagnosed and 61 when she died.
How do you think she knew when it was time?
That's a really good question. When she first got diagnosed, she wanted to hang in there for her daughter's wedding, and she did it too. She was still breathing on her own, and she'd made it clear she didn't want to be on a ventilator. But not too long after her daughter's wedding, her speech got harder to understand, and swallowing got worse. She was bedbound most of the time. So with all of that, she decided she didn't want to go on.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, for her family. But I was wondering, if her breathing was what was going to take her anyway, and she knew she didn't want to be on a ventilator, why would she stop eating and drinking?
It wasn't clear how long that would take. And she'd said that it felt like every day was pushing a load of bricks up a hill. She had gotten this speech device that used eye gaze to type, so communication was very slow and just hard. But that was one of the things she typed to me. Bricks up a hill.
Bricks up a hill.
What was that, Catherine?
Nothing. Sorry, it was nothing.
Were her problems with swallowing part of what made her want to give up eating? My husband has problems with that, and even though they give him this super mushy food, he's coughing and choking all the time.
Absolutely. I wondered if she'd give herself pneumonia by getting food or liquid in her lungs and die that way. She looked so uncomfortable and scared every time she started coughing. But by that time, assisted death wasn't an option because she couldn't swallow the meds and couldn't even get them into her mouth. So she decided to stop eating and drinking just as a way to not have that discomfort and also to end her life. The facility didn't like that. They kept pushing her to eat. It was almost like they were force feeding her.
How'd the family feel about that?
Oh, it was a big family and they were split down the middle on it. It was really bad. But then one day she spent 4 hours typing out a 2-page letter begging us to help her die. So that talked the rest of the family into it. By the last couple of weeks, they were all on board, and in the end, it was a celebration. They sang songs that she had written, played music, and her little granddaughters were even dancing right by her bedside.
That sounds
amazing. It sounds amazing.
Sounds like a big party.
Actually, it was.
So, doctor, have you dealt with many cancer patients? My wife has cancer. She's been through treatment 3 times. She's young. We have kids at home.
Yes, I've had several cancer patients. In fact, my most recent patient was a fairly young man with schizophrenia who developed cancer of the jaw. He actually said that getting cancer was a relief because people could understand it and sympathize with it in a way they hadn't been with his mental illness.
That's a trip.
He even said too that his family were more supportive of death with dignity after he got cancer than they had been before when he brought it up as a way out of what he saw as an overwhelming lifetime of mental health issues.
Did he have kids?
No, he didn't. And I've found that most people with children tend to want to hang in there as long as they can. And by the time they're wanting to go, usually they're really advanced and die of their disease process before we even get through those initial consultations.
Yeah. Thanks.
Do people ever just back out of doing it?
quite a few actually. I have one man who tried 3 times, but unresolved stuff in his life, I think. So, yeah. Well, maybe have we run over time? I think.
We probably should wrap up because I have a new parents group coming in a few minutes.
Oh, that's nice. Now, Lila's got my cards, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. I'll be happy to get back to you, especially if you and your wife are considering this at all.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming today, and let's thank Dr. Brandon for her great presentation.
And you have my email, so if you have any more information that you want or need, just reach out and I will be happy to get back to you as soon as I possibly can.
Okay, so take care of yourselves, and we'll be here next week for an open topic discussion.
How was it today?
It was good, good. It was a lot less intense than that one a couple weeks ago about not eating. Yeah, I'm getting used to going now, and it's nice to see how other people are managing.
I'm glad, honey. I'm so happy you're getting something out of it.
Did you know that you could have a doula?
A doula? You mean like for pregnant women?
Yeah, but a doula for the end of life.
How many pushes until you're dead?
Terry.
I'm sorry, babe. It's kind of a weird concept.
No.
Speaking of weird, I saw this video of this guy with Parkinson's, and he had a friend of his make him his coffin, and he actually got in it to see if he was going to fit, and he got stuck. He started laughing really hard. He said something about how good it smelled in there. I thought, like it matters.
Talent. Oh, man. You know, the whole thing is a weird concept.
Yeah, coffins. Cremation is the way to go. Get it? Way to go.
No, you mean cremation?
No, that wasn't my speech. It was cremation. It's a thing, like composting yourself to feed a tree that gets planted next to you, so you don't die for nothing.
So I could plant a tree and you in the backyard and look out and pine for you.
I think they have rules about where you can do it, but hey, at least you wouldn't have some funeral guy trying to spruce me up.
It's very punny, dear, but no, what I meant was weird is it just seems like we are giving up too soon. It just feels like you're too young.
Yeah, we've been over this a bunch, Kath.
I know, but how can you just sit there so calm, just organizing stuff like you're plotting out the garden?
Yeah, that is it. It's like that. All those little decisions, like how to rotate things or what stuff should go where. It took my mind off the BS. It cleared my head and it helped me relax. I mean, I can't meditate or squat. Focus on your breath. Maybe we should do yams for dinner. Breathe in, breathe out. Ah, when am I gonna get Kath for her birthday? Come back to your breath. I need to fix that crack in that wall. But, like, planning things, now that does something for me. The more I plan, the better I feel about it. So tell me about the weird doula thing.
Okay. Well, Lila says that people get certified to be doulas for the end of life, and they come in the last weeks or months, and they come to your house and they help you with stuff.
Like what?
She said they do what's called legacy work. They help you pre-write your obituary, and she said some people will put together cookbooks or photo albums, and I was thinking that maybe we could do something with your art, like we could get copies of it and put it in a book.
That could be cool.
Yeah, and she said that they'll help you with the last days. Like, who do you want to have around, or do you want it quiet, or do you want it to be a party? And then she said they make schedules, so you're not alone, unless of course you want to be.
Well, I don't think I need someone so much for me, but I damn sure think they would be helpful for you.
God, why are you always so worried about me? This is about you. God, are you ever scared about what it's going to be like?
I'm not scared of being gone. I don't know what that journey looks like, or even if there is one, but that doesn't scare me.
I mean, the journey on the way out. You ever worried about what it's going to feel like?
Yeah, sometimes, but mostly it's like that time we went to the, what the hell is the name of that place? It's deep, it's hot, yeah, it's rocky.
The Grand Canyon?
Yes, hell yes, the Grand Canyon. And you were teasing me by going close to the edge. That was the first time I ever really felt scared of heights or of falling. And it's like I said to you then, if I fall, it's over quick for me. But if you fall and I have to watch that, I can never unsee that. And maybe I'm selfish, but one of us has to go first, and one of us has to spend some time alone. And I'm the one that's going, and you're the one stuck with the alone. And I don't want the time between now and then. I want it to be as painless as it can be. I don't want to spend my time drowning in my own pain or in the agony of watching you being drowned by it. That is no way to go. Do you get that?
Yeah, I guess. I'll try and stay on this side of the guardrail.
Okay.
Just know I'm going to have a couple of little slides.
Oh, I fully expect that. It'd be weird if you didn't. But in the meantime, maybe we should look into the doula thing.
Already?
Yeah, I had a talk with a nurse today, and he said the doctor agrees that since Parkinson's won't likely take me in the next 6 months, that she can't do the medically assisted death, but she'll support me in the quitting of eating and drinking, as soon as I'm ready to take that next step.
You mean toward
You gotta use that D word sometimes, baby.
I'm getting close. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, so Pam says today was your 5th time going. Do you feel like that group's helping you sort of deal with where Mom's at?
Yes. I mean, it's just a little weird the first time because it was when that doctor was there talking about all that intentional life-ending stuff. I wasn't super happy with Pam about that. She tried to tell me that she didn't remember what the topic was going to be that day.
Well, so what went on today?
One woman was there. She lost her husband a week ago, and the guy with the young wife, he lost his wife about 3 weeks ago. It was his first time back. It was just a little strange because there were these 2 new people there, and we were hearing all these last days stories.
I had agreed for him to be on comfort measures. Poor Jerry was just looking like a husk, lying there in bed, not eating or drinking the last couple of days. And I was thinking about that dry thing that one doctor told us about. I mean, with his dementia, he couldn't ask for that, but there it was. He just went there on his own. We tried to make sure people used those lemon swabs and not ice or water for his poor mouth. The nieces and nephews had all been over on his birthday, and his sister was coming with me about every day. Then this one day, our hospice nurse had a new nurse with her. And when they came out of his room, the new nurse told my sister and me that it would be about another 3 weeks. And it just came out of my mouth. I said something like, "Hell no, I will suffocate that man myself." I guess that sounded pretty awful. Then our nurse Donna sent the new one down to the nurse's station for something, and she said, "I know what you meant, but you won't be needing to do that. She's new at this. I can tell you it won't be 3 weeks. Maybe 3 days at the most." Well, he fooled everybody. It was 3 hours. He always was one for setting records.
It sounds like he went a lot quicker than Mom's gonna go.
I don't know, Doug. It's pretty hard to compare. I mean, his very end came on pretty quickly, but his poor wife went through all that heavy-duty dementia stuff with him for a couple of years. Also, he wasn't nearly as old as Mom. He wasn't even retired when all that stuff started.
Oh, that is rough.
God. I'm glad Mom can still tell us stuff. I mean, I guess I should stop taking that for granted. You know, listen to her about what she wants.
Hey, Cher, you come help Mom. I've got her on the shower bench, but I have got to stretch my back out. I'm getting way too old to do this.
Yeah, I got it.
We had a good conversation. I mean, we didn't totally go there, but I think Cher's starting to figure some things out.
Oh, good. Yeah, I really think that group is helping. And that woman who talked about her husband this week, that opened up a lot of stuff.
Right, she told me about that, and she mentioned the guy who lost his wife.
Oh, God, that was so sad. They're so young. And then he told us that the reason why he hasn't been coming much lately is because she got so much worse that he was afraid to leave her by herself, and then she went and took matters into her own hands.
I guess in some places they used to have sin eaters, people who would take on the sins of the dying. I wish I could have been a pain eater for Jen. It was so hard watching her face twisting, hearing her gasp when she tried to move. We talked about the no eating and drinking thing, but she was worried that she wouldn't be able to handle doing that long enough, and was scared that she wouldn't be able to take the pain pills in the end after that. I told her we just put her on a pain patch. I called Dr. Brandon, made an appointment to talk to her. Well, the pain just got worse and worse. She told me she didn't want to take too many painkillers because she didn't want to be out of it in front of the kids. Yeah, I kept trying to get her to understand that it wasn't a problem, but she didn't seem to be able to process what I was saying. And then I heard her tell a hospice nurse she was taking her pain meds regularly, and I knew that wasn't true. I thought, it's just her memory. She was saving them up. It wasn't confusion. It was planning. I mean, I should have known, right? The way she organized everything else.
That must have been so rough for him. Pam, do you think it's time for Mom to start, I don't know, just thinking about how she wants to go?
Oh, she already is. Yeah, she's scared. She keeps backing away from it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't think she's gonna let go until Sherry does. I think Mom's worried about her. But, I mean, it sounds like Sherry's headed in the right direction, right?
So.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my God, Mom! Oh, Mom, honey, I told you to wait! She's on the floor, she fell, and I can't possibly get her by myself.
Ross! Ross! I told her to hang on to that. She fell!
Doug, you need help?
She can't stand.
Pam, call 911.
Damn shit! I told her to wait. I don't know why. I just turned around for a second. I was being so careful. I turned around for a second to get her towel. I don't know why she stood up without me.
Yes, I think I need
Mom. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
Oh, Sherry, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, honey. Oh.
She's shaking like a leaf. You heard what Mom said, right? It's not your fault, Sherry. Okay, it's not your fault. I gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, we have the guest list and everything. Debbie the doula. This sounds like a musical, huh?
Yeah, it does.
She's been a huge help. And we got the music all playing, the food.
Food? I hope you're not picking food you like. You don't want to be sitting there smelling briskets and hot links and can't eat it.
Yeah, the guests will be dining on a fine liver and okra stir fry. And for fruit course, we'll have underripe pears. God, who eats fruit that isn't ripe? God, and thinking for dessert, we'll have rice pudding. And those nasty, waxy sweets.
Wax lips?
No. It's for Halloween.
Oh, candy corn.
Yeah, candy corn.
I'll come late. What about drinks?
Cheap beer and church communion wine.
Oh, nice. So you're gonna do your barbecue meal some night here soon?
Tomorrow night, oh, poor Kat. She feels so bad every time she has something I like. I mean, I can't swallow a lot of stuff now, and she'll grind it and blend it up for me. Even though it tastes kind of the same, the texture, not great.
Well, the doctor said you should keep your intake a little light. from now until you completely stop.
Yeah, you're Colin, that's not a problem. I've barely had an appetite for months now. I mean, have you thought about what we talked about? Like me getting a few bites of brisket and ribs and fried chicken, like not pureed. You know, that sounds good. Like a good last supper.
Well, Michelle told me to tell you to go for it. Just cut it up in really small pieces and put lots of sauce on it.
I like her. She's funny. Oh, she sure was patient with me when I stopped doing those stupid exercises.
She seen where you was going with the quality of life thing, and she gets it. But seriously, cut it up, okay?
So I don't choke to death?
Terry! Even though choking to death might be quicker than what you got planned, it's pretty unpleasant. Yeah. And stressful for people to watch. And besides, you want your party, right?
Okay, I hear you. Chopped and sauced it is.
In small amounts.
Like a baby bird. Maybe cow can pre-chew it and spit it in my mouth.
I'm sorry, what are you on about?
Oh, talking about the Last Supper?
Right. How's it going, Colin?
Oh, finding you.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I was a little wiped. I went to group today. So, now, Debbie, the doula, has been a real saint. So, anything I need to know about?
Oh, Dr. Brandon ordered the comfort meds.
Oh.
And we just now talked about decreasing the intake over the next week.
I was worried about how to help her with her tremors if we couldn't get her meds in her.
Yeah, no, Colin is asking for orders for a liquid version, so it won't be like water. It won't, like, liquidizing.
Hydrating.
Yeah, right, hydrating.
And all the meds she wants to take up into the end will either be liquid or patch. And Dr. Brandon ordered the diuretics to help jumpstart with the drying up.
Right. Well, when are you going to be back?
Thursday, again in the afternoon.
Oh, good. Great. Do you think you'll be able to stop into the party? We would really like it if you did.
Oh, for sure. After work.
Yeah, we'll save you some liver and communion wine.
She told you about her menu idea? Yeah, that's not a thing. There will be no liver in this house. We're gonna have some actual edible food and champagne for everyone but Terry.
All right.
She still wants to be the hostess with the mostest, but she also wanted to do this party after she stopped eating. So, trying to get us closer to D-Day.
Oh, D-Day?
Yeah, that's what we're calling it. D, as in death.
See there, Colin? She can say it now.
Good job, Catherine.
When am I gonna get my medal?
Gave the kids some money and sent them to the cafeteria.
Thanks, Ross.
No problem. I'm just glad the four of them could get here while she could still talk a little. But they have been sitting there for hours. I think they need a break.
Yeah.
We should have taken her back to our place.
Oh, she'd probably die in the ambulance. That'd be awful.
Do you think it's too late
Do you think we can still ask them to put her on a breathing machine?
No, Sherry, it's definitely too late for that. And anyway, Mom said no. It's not like we didn't ask. Remember what you said about not taking for granted that she could still tell us what she wants?
I know. It's just, I didn't know that her mouth would be hanging open like that. And she twitches every once in a while, so I'm afraid she's in pain. And her breathing, my God, it just sounds so bad.
Well, now look, they have her on a lot of morphine. Right? Doctor says she's probably not feeling any pain at all.
You were okay with this a couple hours ago. What's going on?
It's okay for you guys. You're not the one who let her fall in the shower. If she hadn't fallen and broken her hip, she would still be up and walking around and not just lying around, and then her lungs would not have gotten like that.
Sherry, that's not true. They would have. The reason they couldn't do the hip surgery to begin with was because her lungs were so bad and her stroke risk. It might not have been this quick, but it couldn't have been that much longer. I mean, the reason she's so tiny is she's been struggling to breathe and burning up all these calories for the last couple of years.
It's time to let go, Sherry. The fall was not your fault. And it's definitely not your fault that she smoked for 50 years.
Doug's right. It's not your fault. It's probably not hers either. Anyway, like the chaplain said, we probably shouldn't talk about her like she's not here, because you never know what she might hear. Right, Martha?
That's right, Sherry. I didn't need your help to fall. I did it all on my own, just like I have a zillion times before. And now, we don't need to argue about whether I should stop eating or drinking, do we? It's gonna be okay.
Puppetry is part of our family tradition. A part of our end-of-life ritual.
Okay then. Well, someone must have accidentally tripped the call light during the puppetry. So we'll just turn that off.
Good save, Sherry.
What took you so long?
Well, Mom, we hadn't been home since yesterday, and we both kind of needed a shower. Anyway, there's been plenty of family in and out.
All day. So much good family and friends. I thought we were going to have to put in a line to get in here for a minute. There it goes again.
I'll be right back. He was a popular guy.
Makes me wonder where some of those people have been for the last few years.
Well, they're here now, so let's make the best of it.
You and Juliana put out quite a spread. It's funny how some people can't eat a bite when they're sad and other people are starved. So much cake.
Hey, have you eaten, Mom?
Oh, I've been trying, but every time I go out there, I see your Auntie Carol and your Auntie Viv, and it just turns into this big weep fest, and I can't eat.
Well, you need to eat something.
The three of us had such big plans for his 100th. And then, too, we're the ones who saw him the most.
Yeah, it's so quiet out there, and sometimes a few minutes go by and then the crying starts up again. Seems like it's been going on pretty long. Hey, Dr. Brandon.
Hey, do you need anything, Bev?
I'm glad you're back, Doctor.
I thought I'd come and see how things are going.
You know, with his heart failure and not eating and drinking and with his breathing like this for a while, I thought he'd go faster.
It's been about 3 days since he stopped drinking.
Seems like forever. And his poor mouth, oh, it just looks terrible.
Well, let's take a look at it and see how it's going. Sal's been doing a really good job with those mouth swabs. He's dry for sure, but clean. Bev, I think he's pretty comfortable and getting close now. He didn't want to be in pain. He made that very clear. He didn't want you to see him in pain, even though the meds made him a little less alert.
Well, it's just been hard, you know, waiting.
So have you been talking to him?
I don't know what else to tell him. Pete was the last one of us kids who got here this morning. He told Papa he was here. I thought that would do it, but that was, when was that?
That was early this morning.
Do you think he can hear us or understand?
Well, it's hard to say. But Juliana, if you could open the door just a crack for a few seconds, let's listen to what he might be hearing right now.
Yeah, we've got some pretty big criers in my family.
I wonder if Charlie's feeling like maybe he's worried about you. He doesn't think he should go when he hears so much sadness. So maybe we could bring a few folks in here, tell some stories, I don't know, sing some songs, whatever would help him know that you're gonna be all right. Even though you're gonna miss him when he goes, it'll all be okay. In fact, maybe someone should tell him that.
What do you think, Grandma?
Oh, Lord, Debbie, I think so.
All right. I'll go tell everybody, see if I can get them to dry up a little. I'll tell some jokes.
Dad, maybe not with the jokes.
I'll go help.
I know this is hard, Bev.
He just kept talking about wanting to go and be with my mom. Not wanting to wait around, not even for his 100th. And we did everything you suggested. You know, backing off the liquids. A week ago he stopped eating, and then 3 days ago totally stopped drinking. And I was sure he'd be gone by now. You know, he hasn't said a word for over a day.
Did he get to talk to most of the family before he stopped responding?
Most, except Pete. Pete couldn't get here till this morning, but Pops was never a big talker. You know, not a touchy-feely guy, but oh, has he been dispensing the compliments and the advice. Oh, up until yesterday.
All right, everybody. Let's see if we can all squeeze in. Have a couple of you go around to the other side, and then a couple of you can sit at the foot of the bed. All right. So the doc here wants to hear some stories about Pop Pop.
Oh, I could tell you the sweetest story about when our mama was passing.
Now, Viv, I don't think that's what we got in mind. Jeff wants us to tell some fun stories to cheer us up.
Oh, I got one I bet most of you never heard, except me and Bev and Viv. When Mama was in the hospital.
Oh, Auntie Carol, we're trying to lighten it up a little bit.
No, Jeff, let her tell it. She knows what she's saying. Go on, Carol.
So Mama was in the hospital one time, and she was doing pretty good, but she was having a little trouble with getting food down. So there was this little bitty little nurse or something, I don't know what she was. Anyway, she was trying to explain why Mama was having trouble swallowing.
Caroline, you are not going to tell that story,
Let
are
her
you?
tell it, Viv. So anyway, she was showing them these drawings about how you swallow and using all these terms. Pops could tell Mama was ready to be done with all that. So he says to the gal, "Hey, I've been wondering what caused all these swallowing problems. You think it could be because she's been charming my snake too much?"
Pop said that?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I couldn't even make that up.
The look on that little girl's face. Oh.
But the best part was Mama saying, in complete seriousness, "Well, oh no, Charlie, I don't think it could have been from that."
That gal got out of there so quick.
I almost peed my pants.
But there's lots of good stories about Charlie.
Oh yeah, Pop seemed like a quiet guy most of the time, but he had a wicked sense of humor. And he was always singing songs, remember? Though he seemed like he never knew all the words to any one song.
Well, I remember him walking around the house and the garden doing his chores and whistling, and you'd say, "What's that song, Pop Pop?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know." I think he made a lot of stuff up.
Oh, what's that one song you used to sing about Kalamazoo? Because Mama grew up by there.
Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Don't want to boast, but I know she's the toast of Kalamazoo. Zoo, 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 zoo.
Hey, I knew a different Kalamazoo song that Pop used to sing to us kids, remember? And then Grandma would hit him with the tea towel. Join in if you know it. I know a girl from Terre Haute, she's got a tattoo on her butt. I know a girl from Kalamazoo, she's got one on her butt too.
Oh, Pops. Happy 100th